Your time will come. You will face the same evil, and you will defeat it.
It's difficult to think of a male character as universally admired as Aragorn. Characters such as James Bond, Han Solo, or Indiana Jones all carry flawed traits that can be scrutinized, especially in today's age when many masculine qualities are considered toxic. Even less cocky or assuming figures seem to fall short of Aragorn's satisfying combination of all the healthy and commendable masculine archetypes. He is not only a fierce warrior with the courage and skill to confront and defeat the evil forces of Middle-earth, but also a humble leader who, through his actions and deeds, commands respect from his companions and fellow soldiers, a lover who is willing to sacrifice his desires for the good of another, and treats honorable women with dignity and respect. A man not intent on satisfying his self-centered wants and wishes, with no need of manipulating those around him to serve narcissistic needs which fuel his ego and distorted view of greatness and true manliness. A man who gives his life in service to higher ideals for the good of all people, expecting nothing in return. Consequently, such a man can't help but gain admiration and respect from those fortunate enough to be in his presence. Men, women, children, and hobbits alike are inevitably drawn to a man of such qualities, while the evil forces of the world are instilled with fear. Let's take a closer look at what makes Aragorn the epitome of manhood. Someone all men can look to as an inspiration, a guide to finding their lost, true, and healthy masculinity that aches to break free, and an example of what all women should seek in a man, not diamonds and dominance, but virtue, courage, and selflessness.
Why do you fear the past? You are Isildur's heir, not Isildur himself.
Aragorn, or revered king, when translated from Tolkien's Elvish. A fitting name for a man so well respected by his friends and people, but seemingly less appropriate if we step back to when we are first introduced to Aragorn, or more precisely,
what his right name is I've never heard, but round here he's known as Strider.
This latter name better represents a ranger who hasn't yet come to terms with being the rightful heir to the throne of Gondor. That inner conflict remains with Aragorn throughout the films, as he isn't yet ready to accept this great responsibility. His story wouldn't be believable without this internal struggle, a seeming blemish on an otherwise flawless character. However, this can also be seen as a sign of humility, as he shows no interest in the power and riches the throne brings.
I do not want that power. I have never wanted it.
Great rulers, kings, or leaders are often those who do not wish to rule, indicating a lack of corrupt ideals. This is true for any position of authority, such as politicians, CEOs, managers, coaches, clergymen, teachers, and even fathers. Feeling undeserving of a role might mean you are on the right path, provided it is carefully balanced with confidence in your abilities and having the necessary qualities to begin with. Immediately, we see Strider is no ordinary man. He is shown to have a wide range of skills and the courage to face the terrifying Nazgul, all while providing a palpable sense of safety for the hobbits. He always appears in control of the situation, even when things seem to be getting out of hand. Strider only rushes when circumstances demand it, never as a result of internal distress or anxiety. It's also important to note his comfort with solitude, a trait increasingly rare in today's culture. True self-discovery is difficult without spending time alone, with only our thoughts and emotions to keep us company.
Like my heart. I would rather share one lifetime with you than face all the ages of this world alone.
In Rivendell, we get our first glimpse into how Strider relates to anyone over 4 feet tall, including Arwen, the woman he deeply loves. However, this isn't the blind, childish love often portrayed in today's media, predicated on fleeting emotions and bodily lust. Instead, it's a love that penetrates much deeper, willing the good of the other even if it means losing them forever.
She is sailing to the Undying Lands with all that is left of her kin.
I mean, let's be real. It's not easy to let go of someone as beautiful as Arwen, yet Aragorn wants what's best for her. Despite the pain it causes him, he urges her to choose an immortal life without him,
It was a dream, Arwen. Nothing more.
Something must be said about Arwen's chaste and honorable, fervent love for Aragorn. The daughter of Elrond is willing to forgo an immortal life for Aragorn's hand. This tells us just how good a man he truly is. She is not the only noble woman entranced by Aragorn's charm. Éowyn, though different in character from Arwen, infused with considerable masculine qualities likely due to her tough upbringing, a stark contrast to Arwen's extreme femininity, almost immediately falls for Aragorn, sensing she is in the presence of someone great and virtuous. This is where we see Aragorn's maturity and dignity when relating to women. Though not immune, he isn't ensnared by Éowyn's beauty. Aragorn is capable of seeing through the physical to the person, the real human being that lies beneath.
You're a daughter of kings. A shield maiden of Rohan.
He isn't a slave to lustful passions nor interested in shallow, sensual activities. This allows Aragorn to speak his mind and consistently pursue the higher good, even if it means disappointing a woman he is physically attracted to, something many men go to great lengths to avoid.
Let me stand at your side.
It is not in my power to command it.
If we take a look at today's relationship and dating culture, it is filled with promiscuity and manipulation. Seldom do we encounter authentic, healthy, and loving relationships being formed. Men see no further than a woman's looks, and women see only the money and status they can gain. Aragorn exemplifies how to care for, honor, and relate to respectable women. Some might argue that such women no longer exist, lamenting society's decline, but change must always begin with ourselves. Then, at the very least, blame no longer rests on us. Aragorn's capacity for empathy and connection extends beyond romantic interests. He encourages and cares for children and those under his protection, revealing his fatherly spirit. He appears gentle and sympathetic, without seeming condescending or superior.
This is a good sword. Haleth, son of Hammer.
Similarly, he respects his equals, acknowledging his need for their love and friendship. Some are not so quick to return the respect and kindness he offers them, but this doesn't cause anger and judgment in him. He knows the weakness and frailty that lies in every man's heart. Eventually, the unanswered good reaps its rewards.
I would have followed you, my brother. My captain. My king.
One last thing worth mentioning is the unity he fosters throughout, whether it be within the fellowship or among a multitude of soldiers. Aragorn is aware that great things can only be achieved together.
The fellowship has failed.
Not if we hold true to each other.
It is mine to give to whom I will. Like my heart.
One reason Aragorn forms sincere connections is his ability to genuinely empathize with others and their situations. This wouldn't be possible if he weren't first in touch with his inner self and the myriad of conflicting emotions and tendencies that lie there. He resolves these conflicts by expressing his feelings when they arise, regardless of what others might think of him, even the emotions which are commonly seen as unmanly, revealing fragility and weakness.
Then I shall die as one of them.
He cries when sad, smiles when joyful, and raises his voice when angry. Aragorn's emotions are always properly placed and never stem from insecurities or unresolved wounds. When disrespectfully rebuked, he doesn't lash out, even though what he says might be the truth. Aragorn maintains calm in such cases as he is not so easily swayed by the opinions of others. Self-acceptance and inner awareness allow him to remain stoic and avoid unnecessary disputes or taunting.
I cannot think that this ranger will ever sit upon the throne of Gondor.
This can be partly owed to his proclivity for solitude, which helps him to master his inner movements. A delicate balance between passivity and calmness, combined with purposeful emotional expression, makes Aragorn a psychologically well-integrated man, something all men should strive to become.
I do not know what strength is in my blood, but I swear to you I will not let the White City fall, nor our people fail.
Throughout the trilogy, men and others look up to Aragorn to lead them. Whether it be the free people of the West or those of the Fellowship, they see in Aragorn a man of courage, skill, honor, and deep care for those he fights alongside.
The men have found their captain. They will follow you into battle, even to death.
Genuine care for others cannot be faked. People sense when they are being patronized or deceived. Despite every right to do so, Aragorn never places himself above those he leads. Rather, he stands by their side, often ready to sacrifice his life for those around him. He doesn't merely talk the talk. He plays the game to death if necessary. Men can't help but be inspired by the example he sets, gaining strength from fighting alongside him. Such leaders and personifications of manhood are desperately needed nowadays. Men yearn for purpose, adventure, and self-actualization, but lack good, genuine role models, of which there are so few, that will show them the way, the path out of despair, emptiness, and spiritual decay. Instead, contemporary media frequently portrays effeminate and incapable men, labeling positive masculinity as toxic and oppressive.
There's no strength left in the world of men. They're scattered, divided, leaderless.
We, as men, have an inherent need to know that our impulses, abilities, and very nature are good when ordered properly, not for war and destruction, nor to be suppressed and hated, but rather used to protect, create, serve, and love. Aragorn represents the ideal that many men unknowingly seek, buried under the distorted standards that society demands of them. We equally need real-life and fictional examples of good, holy men if we wish to turn the tide in a positive direction for all of mankind.
The crownless again shall be king.
Aragorn isn't only concerned with the material aspects of reality. His life is put in service to the higher, transcendent ideals for the good of all people. He is willing to sacrifice anything if it means Frodo destroys the ring and saves Middle-earth from darkness, constantly imbuing those around him with hope, even when all seems lost.
No. There's still hope for Frodo.
Aragorn is capable of this because his strength emanates from within. He generates love, hope, and kindness, rather than relying on external sources. Most people need to be fed these gifts because they are empty inside, leaving them nothing to give. Like zombies or vampires, they prey on others to sustain their lifeless selves. Whether aware of it or not, we are all somewhat guilty of this. Only a man who consciously makes the effort to look inward, attempting to mend and transform what is broken, can authentically begin to help and positively impact the world around him. Real change always starts within us.
There is always hope.
In many ways, Aragorn's clashes against Sauron's forces symbolize the inner battles that every man must confront within himself. More often than not, we are not called to fight some imaginary external enemy we have projected onto the world, but rather to face our inner dragon, our inner Sauron, that seeks to extinguish who we are and keep us in darkness. We must willingly take the ring that is offered to us, the lure of power and dominion over others, and destroy it ourselves. Only by courageously refusing the temptations of worldly success and pleasure, and by humbly acknowledging our own faults and weaknesses, do we gradually move ourselves and the world closer to the vital truth Tolkien so beautifully conveyed in his beloved trilogy, that genuine humility is the mark of a true man, a true leader, a true king.